The year is 2147. NASA just opened humanity's first settlement on Saturn's moon, Enceladus. While they build shiny new structures, you're left to survive the deadliest environment humans have ever faced. Step outside, and the minus 330-degree surface will flash freeze your lungs in seconds. Today, we experience the brutal reality of life on Enceladus. Spoiler alert, it's extremely dangerous. And deep beneath that ice, those pitch-black waters are hiding a massive blind apex predator. Enceladus is tiny. At 313 miles across, you could fit this entire world inside the borders of Arizona. This morning, you step outside the airlock for a routine maintenance mission, and gravity plays a nasty trick. At 1.1% of Earth's pull, your bulky 440-pound spacesuit weighs roughly 5 pounds. Think you're Superman? Big mistake. The ground isn't hard-packed snow, it's a loose, fluffy layer of pure ice dust, fine as baby powder. Because of the microscopic gravity, it never packed into anything solid. Stand perfectly still for 10 seconds, and you start sinking. In quicksand back home, your heavy body weight gives you leverage to fight back. The wet sand pushes against you. This powder doesn't. You have absolute zero leverage to push yourself back up. It's exactly like trying to do push-ups on a cloud of baby powder. The powder just hovers there, waiting for you to step into it and disappear. Survival rule number 1 out here. Never stop moving. Everything around you is perfectly silent. Zero atmosphere. But less than a mile away, a violent eruption 310 miles high is about to explode upward, and you won't hear it coming. All this madness began with one single photograph. Rewind to 1981. Voyager 2 flew past this frozen moon, snapping a picture that left astrophysicists completely stuck. One half of the moon was brutally scarred by massive impact craters, a cosmic graveyard. But the other half, down by the South Pole, was bright, white, smooth and flawless. 24 years of dead ends. In 2005, Cassini finally caught the moon red-handed. Giant faults were violently blasting water into space, burying the old craters. Mystery solved. So naturally, NASA decided to ram a billion-dollar probe straight through it. By 2015, Cassini punched through that massive plume at 30 miles high, screaming at 19,000 miles per hour. That speed crosses the US in under 9 minutes. And here's the history-making payload. It tasted carbon dioxide. It detected free hydrogen. And most importantly, it found complex organic molecules. Yes, you heard that right. For the first time in human history, a machine tasted a live alien ocean in midair. It also blasted out phosphorus and hydrogen cyanide. These are the exact biological spark plugs needed to jumpstart complex life. I know what you're thinking. Getting swallowed by space powder and tasting alien oceans sounds completely insane. But frankly, surviving the YouTube algorithm is just as brutal. Hit like and subscribe before we dive deeper. Let's roll. Pause the track. The ocean below your boots is a biological goldmine. But the surface is flooded with lethal cosmic radiation. Trying to live up here is suicide. The equator sits at a stubborn minus 330 degrees Fahrenheit, but at the South Pole, right under those tiger stripes, the ice shell is at its thinnest, around 3 miles. That's 12 Empire State Buildings stacked end to end. The solution? We go down. Operation Drill Bit. NASA deploys fusion-powered thermal drills, melting a shaft through 3 miles of solid ice to establish a chain of survival bubbles. These pressure domes are made of ultra-thick titanium alloy, engineered to withstand crushing hydrostatic pressure. But here's the kicker. Your city isn't built on rock. It's anchored upside down to the massive ice ceiling. The 3-mile thick ice sheet above your head becomes the ultimate blast shield, blocking 100% of cosmic radiation. Imagine serving inside a fleet of US Navy submarines, except the fleet is flipped completely upside down and permanently bolted to a ceiling of ice. Spiffy, right? The radiation is blocked. Your home is safe, but you're trapped inside a pitch-black ocean, 900 million miles from the sun. Solar panels are entirely useless. So, where do you get electricity and oxygen? Let's face it, sunlight down here is 90 times weaker than on Earth. You might as well read a book by the light of a firefly, but you're sitting smack dab in the middle of a perpetual engine. Saturn's gravity squeezes and stretches this moon every 33 hours. Friction from this tidal heating warms the seawater inside the rocky core to a scorching 194 degrees Fahrenheit. Hot enough to steep a perfect cup of black tea. It violently blasts that scalding water out through hydrothermal vents. NASA drops heavy pipelines into this geothermal hot zone to run power-generating turbines. Seawater is aggressively split through electrolysis to produce breathable oxygen, while methane is synthesized as backup fuel. This place is a perfectly closed survival loop. Imagine squeezing a cold ball of clay in your bare hand until it literally heats up from sheer friction. This moon is an eternal gas station, and it never closes. The heavy heaters kick in. The lights turn on. Crisp oxygen fills your lungs. But the neon glow bleeding from your glass chamber has just awakened something. For billions of years, they've never seen light. And this place already has owners. An entire subterranean ocean filled with carbon dioxide, hydrogen, and warm water is an all-you-can-eat buffet set for life. Maybe there are simple methane-producing microbes clinging around those volcanic vents. Smells like farts down there, but it is safe. But what if complex, multicellular creatures have been swimming around your titanium city after billions of years of uninterrupted evolution? Let me tell you right now, they don't have eyes. Beneath 3 miles of crushing ice, there's absolute zero sunlight. Building eyes in this dark ocean is as useless as installing large glass windows in a storage bunker buried deep underground with no outside walls. Total waste of biological energy. Instead, these alien apex predators hunt and navigate purely through complex electromagnetic signals. Think of a great white shark, but 10 times more sensitive. Or they hunt by smelling faint chemical trails drifting through the freezing water. Extreme electroreception. It's terrifyingly effective. Imagine this. Midnight. The artificial lights in your room suddenly go out. On the exact other side of a 3-inch wall of reinforced glass, a massive, blind biological shape slowly presses closer to the metal. It can't see you, but it can feel your terrified heartbeat. Is this underwater city a miracle of survival, or a giant trap? Let's look at the brutal psychology of this place. What happens after 1 year, 10 years, and 100 years? In year 1, you're a bold pioneer, a hero. But by year 10, claustrophobia at the bottom of an alien sea begins suffocating your brain. You get severe cabin fever. Take an elevator back to the surface, and you immediately face white room syndrome. Up there are no shadows, no clear horizon, just an endless blinding whiteout where your brain rapidly loses all physical orientation. By year 100, generations born inside this underwater city suffer weakened bone density because they grew up in 1.1% gravity. They can never again survive Earth's heavy pull. Their skeletons would snap in a jiff. NASA's greatest technological wonder becomes a titanium-wrapped glass cage with no return ticket. Blindfold someone, spin them around 10 times, throw them completely disoriented into the smack-dab middle of a whiteout blizzard, and casually force them to live there forever, Think you could handle it? Think this sounds like a cheap sci-fi movie? Nope. NASA is already building a machine to see if this exact future is actually possible. Meet NASA's Orbilander. It's a massive spacecraft set to launch in the late 2030s. Good news is, if we just want to hunt for life, we don't need to build some crazy ice-drilling robot like we'd need for other frozen moons. Honestly, my time is way too precious to sit around watching a drill melt through miles of solid ice. Luckily, Enceladus does the heavy lifting for us. Those massive cracks at the South Pole act like cosmic vents, constantly blasting the hidden ocean straight into space. The ship doesn't even need to land. It just pops open its collection funnels, cruises right through that erupting cloud of ice 18 miles up in the sky, and catches alien DNA directly into its onboard lab. But here's the final twist: a drifting legacy. All that ice blasted out of this moon doesn't just vanish. Saturn's massive gravity catches those frozen particles, whipping them around to build one of its giant, faintly glowing outer rings. Centuries from now, the fine dust from your ruined city, chunks of scrap metal, or shattered pieces of your spacesuit could drift forever across the alien sky. You and your city would literally become a permanent part of Saturn's rings. Well, never tell me the odds. Look, surviving crushing pressure in a pitch-black ocean is already insane enough. But what if we didn't need to touch the ground at all? What if we moved into a floating city suspended right above the burning acid clouds of Venus? Hit subscribe right now so you don't miss that wild trip. The universe has laws, but we're here to push them to the breaking point. Until then, catch you on the next one.